The Canadian Centre for Human Rights Watch is an organization of Canadians who are concerned about human rights around the globe. The aim of this organization is to create the awareness about human rights issues and abuse in such places like Russia, North Korea, China, Middle East, South America, Africa, and elsewhere around the globe. Today we're going to be talking about the plight and challenges of Baloch in Pakistan-occupied Balochistan. Why is it today? Today is the 27th of March. In 1948, exactly 69 years ago, Pakistan occupied Balochistan. Since then, thousands and thousands of people have been killed by Pakistan state machinery. World-renowned human rights organizations have been concerned about what's happening in Pakistan's occupied Balochistan. Today, we here in Canada will be talking about the horrors that are happening right now as we speak in Balochistan. And I would like to introduce to you human rights activists, champions in Canada who are raising the awareness, who are trying to bring the attention about what's happening in Balochistan. So I would like to introduce Mr. Tarek Fatah, who I would like to introduce Miss Aruna Pap. She's serving Canadians and exposing the issues of honor killing, domestic violence, gender inequality. She's also very concerned about the women and children rights in Balochistan. Please welcome. And today we also have two people from the indigenous Baloch. Dr. Zafar Baloch, who is the president of Baloch Human Rights Council of Canada. He is a scholar and a sufferer in the hands of the Pakistan Army. And we also have Ms. Karima Baloch. She is the leader in exile of Baloch people. She came to Canada as a refugee after barely escaping herself from the horrors and tortures of the Pakistani government. She also saw many of her fellows being killed and executed. And she moved to Canada about 2 years ago, and we also like to welcome you here.
The fight for human rights in Balochistan is our fight. It is Canada's fight. It is the fight of everyone who cares about human dignity on the planet today. And secondly, I am appalled that our current government should be allowing the Immigration and Refugee Board of Canada to determine that student organizations exercising their civil rights are anything other than that. To call them terrorist organizations is scandalous. To see the status of bona fide refugees, truly persecuted people, overturned in our country breaks my heart. And we will all fight for justice in those cases. We will all fight for the protection of those persecuted in Balochistan today that Canada is able to help. We dream of peace for Balochistan. We dream of peace for all the people of Pakistan, for peace in the lands inhabited by Pashtun tribes from Kunar and Hunza, all the way down to Quetta and the parts of Balochistan that are shared by Baloch and Pashto-speaking peoples. We dream of harnessing the great potential, mineral potential of Pakistan, of Balochistan, but of all of Pakistan and Afghanistan for the good of all those peoples. We dream of Afghanistan and Pakistan that are united by commerce, by respect for borders, by human rights and the rule of law, above and beyond dictators changing borders and terrorists sponsored by states. There is another threat, and that is the threat of countries and militaries and intelligence services, security services, that have taken it upon themselves to repress entire nations or to repress minorities inside nations. I want all of you to know that you have support in Canada. You have support among human rights defenders around the world. And for my part, you have an advocate who will continue to try to speak the truth about Pakistan.